This call is now being recorded.
This call is now being recorded. As vishwas2k@gmail.com. Written
Sir,
now.
S Viswas 2K.
2K, K for Kanpur.
Okay, sir.
First, now I am late anyway. Let me start. You are supposed to have MANI1, no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now you have three items in MANI1. You have prepared in three. One is your assignment. One is your examination, written examination, and one is your practical project. You know, in MANI1 there is three aspects. One is your assignment, one is your theoretical examination, and one is project. And you have to appear in all these three. Probably you have appeared in, you have given your assignment or not. You have to clear it your assignment first, and you have to prepare your for your project also. Now, so far as the theoretical purpose, we have to appear in an examination, and we have to go through in this. Totally, this paper is on research methodology. Is it not? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So you just ask some
Yes, sir.
sometimes. Because I am in the moment, I am not looking up to you. Now, for ourselves, you see that I don't know whether you are from which stream. Is there anybody else from anthropology or sociology?
Yes, sir. I'm from
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
anthropology.
I'm from anthropology also. I'm on
Uh,
anthropology also.
so I think we all are from anthropology.
No, sir. I'm from botany.
Actually, I'm not. I'm from computer science.
I'm
I'm
talking
from
about.
Actually, I am
physics.
from botany. I am from
I'm
botany.
bachelor degrees.
Even sir, I'm from botany.
There are science students, so that's why. Anyway, have you gone through research methodology courses? So we
Yes,
have to
sir.
go through research
Yes, sir. We
methodology.
did.
So we have to start with the research methodology. I know that there may be 2, 3 classes, 4 classes, and we have to complete it within this period. Now, so far as the paper is concerned, let me start now about the research methodology.
Yes, sir.
Now, the name suggests that it is a research and methodology. Research means not single search, as a several times search. And methodology includes two things. One is methods, and another is logic behind the use of that method. So, totally, research methodology is a tough task, and it is a comprehensive activity. Now, so far as research methodology is concerned, we have at least three aspects. One is before the research, another is during the research, another is after the research. We have to make a comprehensive area of these three. And you have to keep in your mind whenever you complete your project. In your project, you have to follow these three. That's why it is important. You have to go through these three. Now, before starting a research, before the research, you have to think 2, 3 things. One is you have to start with a problem. Unless there is a problem, there is no research. So you must have a research problem which is to be inquired or which is to be re-inquired and to find out a conclusion. Now, regarding the problem, research problem, there are different types of problems and each type has its own methodology. Now, at least very simply speaking, we have a research topic or problem which is firstly, which may be of universal nature or philosophical nature. Philosophical means the research problem which is beyond time and space, which is beyond time and space, which is applicable to everywhere, is called philosophical research problem. For example, if we wanted to make a study on women empowerment, it is a universal topic, philosophical topic. It is beyond time and space. Everywhere it is important. Every time it is important. So it is a philosophical topic. But whenever we convert it into a practical problem, it is called that problem-oriented problem. That means a practical-oriented or practical research problem, which is, for example, if we make a study, the higher the employment, higher the women empowerment. That is a technical problem. That is a research study. So, firstly, it can be a philosophical. Secondly, it can be technical. And thirdly, it can be discipline oriented. That means you belong to a discipline, maybe anthropology, maybe sociology, maybe science, maybe political science, maybe literature, and your subject has it is intrinsic to your discipline. For example, the same women's empowerment you can study if you are a man of or woman of economics. You can study that higher the employment, higher the empowerment. You make a study on this. If you are make the study in this way, higher the women empowerment or higher the women employment leads to lower the men's cruelty. Then it becomes a study related to the women studies department. So, so you see that subject oriented, it becomes discipline oriented. So firstly, you have to think that what type of topic or research problem you have, and on the basis of this research problem, you will have your methodology. So this is the first step of your research. Secondly, whenever the problem is selected, then you have to think. Then you generally research has certain areas. One is what it is. Secondly, why it is. Before starting the research, you have to think that what it is, what will you do, and why you will do that. For example, if you take a study that again, if I say that women empowerment, then problem is that you have to think it that what do we mean by women and what do we mean by empowerment? What is to be done? What is your study matters? That means the subject, the topic, the words you have used in your research problem, you have to make it very, very clear. Whether it is philosophical, whether it is technical, whether it is subject oriented, it should be very clear. And similarly, you have to go through why you have chosen this topic. And in this area, you have to give a review of literature. That means you have received the idea from either from a journal or from a newspaper or from your own area. So you have to give you a review of literature. Now, what is the existing studies there? So before going to the field or before starting the research, you have to study the research problem and the necessity or importance of your research problem. You may have a question in your final examination like that, how a research problem is selected and what is the thing that is to be kept in your mind while selecting research problem. You may have a topic or a question in your final examination, how a research problem is selected, what are the factors that you have to keep in your mind while choosing a research problem. While choosing a research problem, you have to think about something. Firstly, you must have such a research problem which is feasible to research. That means you can do it. If you cannot do it, if you take it a big problem which is not possible, then it is not feasible. And if it is not feasible, then it is not appropriate research problem. So you have to think it whether it is feasible or not. And feasibility of a research topic depends upon certain things. One very important thing is that it is a temporal power, it is time, whether your time will allow you. If you take a study that to make a study on women empowerment of the world, it is not possible because your time will not allow you. Whether it is whether a space will allow. If you take a field of the study of women empowerment of America being studied in Calcutta, it is not possible. So you have to think whether it is feasible, and money power and manpower. How some money power, that means capacity. You must have capacity. That whether it is your supporting documents, supporting ideas, supporting gadgets must be there. And you have manpower, that means from where you to study the samples, your helping hands, everybody should be there. So while keeping in your mind, the first important thing that while selecting a research problem, you have to think that how far it is feasible, and feasibility depends upon certain things, on time, on space, on money power, on manpower, and your capacity. So if you have the question like this, how a research problem is selected and what are the factors to be kept in mind while choosing a research problem, you have to write your page in this way. You think, you know, that in your paper, this 20 marks question paper, you have to write 400 words and 2-3 pages, that may at least 6 paragraphs. So in this paper you have to write one paragraph for the what is research, second paragraph is what is methodology, and what is research problem, and how it is to be chosen, and what are the things to be kept in mind. All this to be completed within this 6 or 7 paragraphs, and that will be a good your answer. And for giving this answer, you have to write all these things. And the research problem, you keep it very clearly. A research problem is certainly important. You can say that is it necessary always to have a research problem? In case of exploration, sometimes research problem is not necessary because you are going to explore something.
Excuse me,
Exploration.
sir.
Okay.
Sir, I'm interrupting you once. Can you please repeat the things that what should go in paragraph 1, what should go in paragraph 2, like this once more, please?
In paragraph 1, you have to write what is research. You see, don't go to these books. Whatever you think, very clear, very simply, very simply.
Okay,
What
sir.
is the research? Secondly, what is methodology?
Mm-hmm.
Thirdly, what is the first step of a research? That is a problem selection.
Mm-hmm.
What is a research problem? What are the types of research problems that I told you, that theoretical, philosophical, and subject oriented?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
And then how to place the research problem. That means how to place a research problem. Now I am coming to the second topic. I told you that before starting a research, two important things there. One is why and what. The
Okay, sir.
question is what you are going to do and why you are going to do. If you cannot answer these two questions, you can't proceed. Very simply speaking, uh, you are not giving you details, but you have to complete it. Why and what. What you will do. Now, one important thing is that when you are telling about what is going to be done, there is two things. One is general, another is practical. That means what is to be done. You see, your field may be a peculiar one. In that case, you need not necessarily go for general. For example, if you make a study on the fact that that higher number of classes, higher number of results. If you make a study in this way, but this is, what do you mean by this higher number of classes? What do you mean by the higher number of results? It may vary from area to area, place to place. From in general, there is a way that on a higher number of classes and higher number of results, there is a general, but for specific areas, there may be specific result. That's why you have to give this practical area also, that for your purpose, what you are talking about. For your purpose, what you, for example, in the last year, a number of students have done work on a project. Most of them done on this health and hygiene problem among the girls, health and hygiene problem among the adolescents. In this type. Now, the problem thing is that the notion of health and hygiene is completely different in a metropolitan city, in a urban city, in a rural city, in a tribal area, in a basti, different. So you have to make it very clear of your own. So when you say that it is my research problem, then you have to say what is your operational problem. This is called operational problem. If for your operation, what you are considering for your problem, for your purpose, for your operation of your research, what you are doing. So this, you must have the problem that may be a theoretical, maybe an operational. You have to make it clear before starting the research. So before starting the research, your most important thing is that the problem selection. It is told that the problem is properly selected, 50% research is done. Problem is not selected, the research will be doomed. And you know, in every year, the number of researchers started, more or less 70% become doomed, only due to the fact that after some time they understand that they have not properly started with the clear problem. So it is very important thing that you, whatever you start, whatever miniature form it may be, it must be in a very, very clear form. So this is one first topic. For I am considering your examination purpose also, that you have to complete one topic on your research problem. Second, the adjacent to this second, the how the research problem is to be placed. How today I will discuss that all also. How the research problem to be placed. The research problem to be placed, you know, that you have to start that what is to be done and why. The why answer to be done by going to this review of literature. If you have the literature, then you can say why you have chosen this topic. For example, if you study, if you say that I have taken that women empowerment, then naturally question the why you have taken so. Then you have to give me the reasons, and in that case you have to give me this the review of your literature. That means what are the literatures you have gone, and how far you are satisfied that a new research is necessary, you have to write. So this review of literature is also important part. So what and why is related, what is incomplete unless why is clear. The second step is how to place a research. The research problem to be placed in a hypothetical way. This is called hypothesis building, hypothetical way. That means a tentative question answer pattern to be made. For example, if you have in your mind to study that women empowerment, and if you have in your mind that employment, gainful employment and women empowerment is related, then you have to study it, you have to place it that the higher the gainful employment, higher the women empowerment. This is to be done, placed in this way. And this is called hypothetical way. The hypothesis is that a tentative hunch, a tentative answer is given, you have to test it. You have to test it and come to the conclusion that whether it is correct or not. So you have to deal with in a hypothetical way Now the question is how an hypothesis is formed. All these are in your books. You go through these books and that what is hypothesis. And for me, I am just telling you that you have to keep in your question in your mind. Then hypothesis always should not be in a conjunctive way. That is, you cannot make an hypothesis that this and that, and the no conjunction of and should not be used. That one cannot be at the same time brave and healthy. You cannot study it, because in that case you cannot know that which one is very important. That's why whenever you study in a hypothetical way, you have to consider one. And your hypothesis cannot be in an abstract. In an abstract, it must be in concrete. It should be analyzed. It should be placed in such a way so that it can be tested. If you study that God is Almighty, it cannot be studied, because it cannot be studied in that way, because it is not a concrete, it is in abstract, very abstract form. You cannot make a study. So if you say that the employed people are happy, this is not a good hypothesis, because you see, this such type of hypothesis cannot be studied, because this is a very philosophical or that is abstract nature. It is not only a concrete manner. You cannot quantify it. So in that cases, to make it quantifiable, you have to place your hypothesis in that way so that you can operationalize it. You can make it operational, and you can compare one with another. And that's why whenever you place your hypothesis, that should be in a testable way. That's why actually, that later on you will go through, whatever is being tested is called a null hypothesis. That means whether if I say that in a study that women love Bengali films, then actually then hypothesis will be that women dislike Bengali films, and I have to test it. Because I am not to test that whether they like Bengali films. I have to test they dislike Bengali films and to see whether that is incorrect. And at the same time, I have to see that whether women like Hindi films, that is to be tested. That's why in case of placing a hypothesis, it should be placed in a null way, null hypothesis. It's called null hypothesis. So whenever you make a study, you deal with hypothesis and null hypothesis, and if null hypothesis is rejected, then actual hypothesis is accepted, and if the null hypothesis is accepted, then it is called alternative hypothesis is accepted, prepared. So you have to get through hypothesis, null hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis. This is the placing of your research problem. So today, actually, I am dealt with this. What is research? What are the first stage of research, and how? All these are before starting the research. That means you have to think it all this in your mind before starting the research, and after that, then you will go to the field or you have to start the research. Unless you prepare yourself in this way, then you cannot proceed. So before starting the research, you have to deal with these things. You have to place the research problem firstly in a tactical way, secondly in a hypothetical way, and that is the first stage of research. And second stage we will go to the question of how. Actually, in research, you see there is three questions. One is what it is, second is how it is, third is what it will be. Third is what it will be, what is the conclusion, what is the findings, and how it is. How it is means how this is to be studied. So you have to go through all this. If you go through these three things, then what is to be studied, how it is to be studied, and what will it be after study. Then your research is complete, and you have to have a link between all these three things. It is called, you can say that whether the following of these rules is sufficient. But it is not sufficient, but thing is that research is research whenever an inquiry is made following a method only. Without methodology, just an inquiry is a journalistic matter. In a journalistic matter, it is important, but it is not research in that way because it has not followed the methodology. And here we have to follow a methodology. That's why we have to understand what are the methodologies, and in the entire syllabus you will go through. Whenever you will go through ethnography and all these things, you will find that how very clearly this methodology is used. Anthropology is very important in the sense, because in anthropological method, everybody is, that there is two important questions. Is it one is called emic, 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 another is called etic, etic, etic. That is micropoint and total point. In the anthropological study, micropoint is very important. They understand what the behavior appears in a community way, and that's why very important. That's why methodology is very important for anthropological purposes. There are different discussions are there how anthropology is good or bad. This is another thing. But the thing is that those who study anthropology, they are very much aware about the methodology, because methodology appears for them is more important than the actual text. That's why whenever we go through this completely study, make it in the next 2-3 classes, we'll complete this. Particularly a few things for methodology. There's at least two things is very important. One is case study, another is ethnography, and also participant observation. These things will be discussed very clearly. Participant observation, which is very important for anthropology, ethnography is very important, and also case study. We'll deal all these things, and how to, in the next class we will discuss on this research design, how design to be made and how it is to be implemented. And next time we'll discuss that how it is to be analyzed, codification, and is that. So anyway, today we have discussed what research is, and how a research problem is selected, what is the importance of review of literature, and how to place a research in a hypothetical way. This much is today's analysis. Have you any question? You can ask me.
Sir, say for example, I have a topic which doesn't have much review literature available. Then how do we go forward in reviewing the literature? Say for example, I want to explore the tribals and their business, their traditional business of a tribal community, and there is not much review of literature available.
But the thing is that it has come in your mind from anywhere. Have you seen anybody else? That's why actually in case of exploratory studies, such review of literature is not so important. But what about the available literature of similar type? Of similar type, you can place it. Of similar type, this is not this place, but anyway, there is 5 minutes. I am talking another thing for 5 minutes. Thing is that all of you present here have to make a project, and for this purpose you have to make, do you know that how the project is to be done?
No, sir.
There are ways. Huh?
Sir,
No,
can
sir.
you
No,
explain
sir.
about the project?
For the project, there is in your book, there is an appendix is there. Firstly, you have to make a synopsis for a research project, and through your mentor, teacher, you have to send it to Delhi. From there it will pass, and then you have to do it and then to submit it. So everybody else have to prepare. You have to submit your research project that will have more or less 2,000-3,000 words anyway. But the thing is that in your research project, you have to send a synopsis of 2-3 pages to Delhi through the mentor of your choice. The research topic, the synopsis must have 2-3 things. One is what is your topic? Secondly, how far review of literature is there, and how you will complete it. These 3 things to be said. These 3 things to be said. What is to be done? What is your research topic? Secondly, why you have chosen this topic? Thirdly, what is the available review of literature? Fourthly, how you will do it? How you will do it? These 4 things to be written and to be sent to the Delhi. Now it is possible to send online, but I don't know how it will remain. If it is online is offline, then you have to send it by post, and they will correct it. They will. Yes.
স্যার একটু ইন্টারাপ্ট করবো স্যার, বলছি একটুখানি বাংলায় বলবেন স্যার, একটু কি বললেন ওই মানে ওই ব্যাপারটা পাঠানোর একটুখানি বলবেন?
1 নম্বর হচ্ছে যে যারা প্রজেক্ট সবাইকেই করতে হবে, 1। 2 নম্বর যে প্রজেক্ট করতে হলে তোমাদের যে বই দেওয়া আছে, বইতে দেখবে একটা অ্যাপেন্ডিক্স দেওয়া আছে। অ্যাপেন্ডিক্সের যেটা দেওয়া আছে সেখানে তোমাকে একটা রিসার্চ সিনপসিস পাঠাতে হবে মেন্টর বা সুপারভাইজারের সিগনেচার দিয়ে। অর্থাৎ তোমাকে একজন টিচারকে সিলেক্ট করতে হবে যিনি তোমার দেখভাল করবেন।
আচ্ছা,
হ্যালো
হ্যালো
yes sir sir we okay sir please complete.
Okay, সিলেবাস সিনপসিসটা যেটা করবে আমি যেটা বলছিলাম, you make it maximum 3 pages, but very clearly you have to write what is to be done. তোমার রিসার্চ টপিকটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি কি?
আচ্ছা।
সেকেন্ডলি, why you have selected this topic? এত পৃথিবীতে এত বিষয় থাকতে এটাকে কেন তুমি নিলে?
আচ্ছা।
থার্ডলি হচ্ছে হাউ, তুমি যে জিনিসটা নিলে, যদি ধরা যাক এই জন্য একজন স্টাডি করলো যে আমি স্টাডি করব যে 24 পরগনা রিক্সাওয়ালাদের ডেইলি লাইফ, খুব ভালো কথা, বাট ইট ইজ নট পসিবল বিকজ তোমার হাতে 3 মাস সময়। এটা 24 পরগনা, গোটা 24 পরগনা রিক্সাওয়ালাদের ডেইলি লাইফ স্টাডি করা যায় না।
আচ্ছা,
এরকম। সুতরাং তোমাকে এগুলো ভেরি ক্লিয়ারলি স্টাডি করে তোমাকে এগুলো ওই মেন্টরের সাথে কথা বলে ঠিকঠাক করে পাঠাতে হবে। 3 পাতার বেশি দরকার নেই বেশি করার, ম্যাক্সিমাম 3 পেজ, বাস ইট মাস্ট ভেরি ভেরি ক্লিয়ার যে হোয়াট ইজ টু বি ডান, why it is to be done, and how it is to be done. কিভাবে করবে পরে বলে, how it is to be done। তোমার how এর মধ্যে জিনিস মনে রাখবে, how it is to be done. One is among whom you will do, স্যাম্পলটা কি হবে, among whom you will do the work। এটা কি পুরুলিয়াতে করবে নাকি গঙ্গাসাগরে করবে না কোথায় করবে, among whom you will do the work. সেকেন্ডলি, when you will do the work, কখন করবে, কোন মাস থেকে কোন মাসে। তোমার যে সময় আছে হাতে তো 2 মাস সময়, তুমি তো আজীবন ক্লাস তুমি তো জমা দিতে হবে সেপ্টেম্বরের মধ্যে, তাহলে তোমাকে বা মার্চের মধ্যে, তাহলে তোমাকে এমন একটা সময় বাঁচতে হবে যে 1 মাস 2 মাসের মধ্যে কাজটা হয়। and what will be among whom you will be done, you will do it। তুমি কতজনের মধ্যে করবে, কোথায় করবে, সেটা পুরুলিয়া করবে, তোমার বাড়ি হচ্ছে নর্থ বেঙ্গল, কাজ করে পুরুলিয়া, তাতেই বোঝা যাবে তুমি কাজটা করতে পারবে না। মানে এইরকম করতে হবে। এবং মনে রাখতে হবে তোমাকে যেহেতু অ্যানথ্রোপোলজি নিয়েছো, তোমাকে কিন্তু MANP অর্থাৎ ওই সেকেন্ড পেপারে একটা তোমার করতেই হবে, আর তোমার MANE প্র্যাকটিসিং অ্যানথ্রোপোলজি আরেকটা প্রজেক্ট করতে হবে। এছাড়াও যারা গ্রোথ এন্ড ডেভেলপমেন্ট নেবে তাদের করতে হবে, যারা আরো কি কি সাবজেক্ট আছে ওখানে নিতে করতে, অর্থাৎ এই 3টে ভাগ করতে হবে। এমন ভাবে একটা কিছু করবে যাতে 3টেকেই যাতে কভার করা, যাতে তোমার পক্ষে করা সম্ভব হয়। অ্যানথ্রোপোলজিতে এখন আমি ড্রস রেট ইজ ভেরি হাই। 40 জন ভর্তি হলে 5 জন 6 জন কমপ্লিট করতে পারে না, এই কারণে, কারণ ভাবি যে আমি পরে করবো, তখন আর করা হয়, জমা যায় সব। বলে এর জন্য টপিক থেকে এর জন্য নিতে পারে
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Sir, excuse me, sir. First of all,
Okay.
we are not really very much aware about our teachers or mentors, how to select one. Just now we have got one class and we have just came to know you. So, what to do for that? Like,
Yes, sir. We are from the COVID situation.
Yeah, actually, I
That
am from 2804 Senior, and you
mhm.
have to ask your respective study center.
sir,
Otherwise,
I think we
We are
all are
also
from
from Ashwini Datta, sir.
we
So
all are
we are
from
from
West
Ashwini
Bengal
Datta.
College. Sir,
anyway,
sir, can I say something?
okay. Within 2 3 minutes, time is over. I have another question. Oh, okay. Okay, what?
And so the second thing is, whatever the topic will be chosen, it will be simply of my choice. So it can be from any sector, like from biological, from cultural, or anywhere, right?
You can take part. You have to complete it. You have to
Yes,
complete
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
This on later
Can this
on.
be,
You
sir, can this be done in fieldwork method? Like, if I don't have
yeah,
any literary object for that, but I just go for the fieldwork method and the data collection method, can I go for this?
you just in my mail. You send me. I will comment. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You have taken my email address now.
Yes, sir.
You send it, and I will comment on that. Huh?
Okay, okay, sir.
Sir, is the last
Okay.
date of submitting the project on 30th June?
I am not seeing you will find in your booklet.
Sir, can
Okay.
you send the synopsis in PDF format to
Ask
your
you
email?
prepare your ask you prepare your synopsis and show it to your mentor, and he will say, and he have to sign, and then it is on to the.
Sir, will
So
it
how
be in
to
the
choose
word?
mentor, sir?
Will it be in the words or we will have to write it in the copy?
You have to write in your word, in your computer in word, not in the
Okay, sir.
handwriting.
Okay, sir.
And sir, how to
Okay.
choose the mentor?
Your study center will say,
Okay.
they will give you the name, no? Hmm. Actually, you see, you should have your mentor should be your in proximity, because it meets you have to meet one or two times. In future, if you make your field study with the mentor, then you have to contact. That's why you have to consider everything as. Uh, don't become very affectionate nowadays. You be very careful, and that so that you can choose him and you can meet, because in that cases, and if you are a non-technical, technical person, you have a intriguing. For the somebody has from botany, some told no his botany. She can work on this ethnobotany. So in that was it should be discussed in very well. Anyway, yeah, I am free. You can send me your research topic, and I can comment, and I will comment you. Huh?
Sir,
And
after
sir,
making the project,
assignment.
we will have to send it to the regional center or to the Delhi.
No, no, to Delhi, to Delhi.
Sir,
Okay, sir. And the
Only
assignment.
students, those who already have made the project and have submitted it within the 15th, which was the earlier time, they will have to make it again or not?
pardon again. You say
Sir, the students, those who have already made the project, because the last date was 15th of June, will they have to make it again or is it okay to submit it once?
they have submitted it. Send it now. They have submitted or not submitted.
Yes, sir. They have submitted and yes, sir. They have submitted it.
Submitted, then I think it will be accepted.
Okay, sir.
You have
Sir,
submitted which center? Last year student. Okay.
sir, assignment. When to submit the assignment and how to do it?
Assignment, I think that it is offline, not online.
It
Because
will
in
be
this year, I have received a number of assignments, all are offline, not online.
okay. So there's a questions are given in the website. So we have to write from those questions in our own words or from the book itself.
Your own years you can write from the books. So books are very important, but you have to write it, not in a computer. It is in a handwritten form.
And sir, in a A4 size paper.
A4.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, leave it.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay.